Hello and welcome back. We have got a massive round of Euroleague hoops coming up, and you know what that means. We're going to break down all the key matchups and hopefully find you some winning angles. Let's just get right into it.
And hey, before we dive in, a huge shout out to our sponsors for this breakdown, MyStake and Vivada, for making all this analysis possible. So here's what's on tap today. First, we're going to look at our straight-up winner predictions. Then, we'll get a little more advanced and dive into the handicap lines. After that, we'll analyze the over-under for total points. And finally, we're going to wrap it all up with our complete betting ticket for the week.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the teams we think are just going to get the job done. No strings attached, just a simple, straightforward win.
Okay, kicking things off with Anadolu Efes taking on Valencia. And you know, this is just a classic clash of styles that really favors one side. Efes, they just don't look right at all. Their offense is sputtering, the ball movement's poor, and they can't hit a shot from outside. And now they have to run straight into Valencia, who just happen to have one of the most disciplined and, frankly, toughest defenses in the entire league. This is just terrible timing for Efes.
So yeah, when you put it all together, Valencia has all the tools they need to completely shut Efes down. We think they'll live up to their favorite status here, so we're taking them for the outright win. In this next matchup, it's all about the mentality, the vibe of these two teams. So there are reports that Monaco is dealing with some off-court issues, and man, it really showed in that shocking loss to Virtus. Their focus just seems to be gone. Then you flip the coin, and you've got Zalgiris. They're back home in Kaunas in front of a wild crowd, and they are hungry for a big-time bounce-back game. Their offense is phenomenal, and they're going to bring a totally different level of energy. Given all that, we fully expect Zalgiris to take advantage of Monaco's distractions and pull out a huge win at home.
Man, this next one, this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? We're talking about Crvena Zvezda and Hapoel Tel Aviv. Zvezda is playing fantastic basketball right now, absolutely brimming with confidence. Their roster has finally clicked. And Hapoel? Well, they're in a total crisis, and it just seems to be getting deeper. These two teams are like ships passing in the night, heading in completely opposite directions.
Honestly, based on everything we're seeing, there's only one logical pick here. We are all in on a confident home victory for Crvena Zvezda. All right, let's move on. We're leveling up a little bit now. In this section, we're not just picking who wins, but we're predicting by how much they'll win. It's all about digging into that point spread.
Okay, Maccabi Tel Aviv is a whole different animal now that they're back on their true home court in Israel. You can just feel that extra energy. They're facing a Partizan team that's dealing with a ton of injuries, leaving them with a really short roster. And what makes it even worse for them is the matchup itself. Partizan just doesn't have the guards to handle Maccabi's insane pace in transition game. We saw it the last time they played. It's a recipe for disaster.
So we don't just see Maccabi winning this game, we see them winning it comfortably. That's why our tip is for Maccabi to cover that -6.5 point handicap.
This game right here is all about pressure and motivation. Panathinaikos is coming off a completely unexpected, frankly bad loss. The pressure from the top to deliver a big response is immense. And they're up against a Real Madrid team that, while they are incredible, have definitely shown they're not quite the same dominant force when they're playing on the road.
We're banking on that pressure to fuel a massive performance from Panathinaikos. We expect them to play with a chip on their shoulder and put on a commanding show for their home fans, covering that 3.5 point spread.
Wow, okay, this next matchup, it's compelling just how many signs are pointing in the exact same direction. First off, Milano is fighting for their playoff lives, so their motivation is through the roof. They're a much better team at home, and Baskonia, they are, to put it lightly, catastrophic on the road. We're talking a 1-12 record. And if that's not enough for you, get this. The home team has won the last 8 games between these two clubs.
With Milano's big men set to dominate and their shooters ready to fire from 3, every single sign is pointing to a convincing home win. We're taking Milano to cover the 6.5 point handicap.
All right, let's switch gears completely. Now, we don't care who wins or loses. We're focused on the style and the pace of the game itself. Is it going to be a high-scoring track meet or a down-and-dirty defensive grind?
This one is such a fascinating tactical battle. You've got Barcelona, who intentionally plays at this extremely slow, grinding, methodical pace. And they're going up against Fenerbahce, who are statistically the single best defensive team in the whole Euroleague. So what happens when a slow offense meets an immovable defense? Well, you get a recipe for a very low-scoring game. I mean, their last matchup had only 143 total points.
It is just far more likely that we see another defensive slugfest than a game that gets anywhere near 170 points. Our pick here is definitely for the total to stay under 169.5.
So here's the game plan for Bayern against Paris, and it's pretty simple when you break it down. Step 1, Bayern has already proven they know how to slow down elite, high-powered offenses. Step 2, their legendary coach, Svetislav Pesic, knows their absolute best chance to win is to take away Paris' speed by forcing a slow tempo. So, step 3, this controlled, slow pace, plus Bayern's own offensive struggles, it all points directly to a low-scoring game.
And that's exactly why our tip is for the total points to stay under 174.5. You can fully expect Bayern to try and grind this game to a complete halt.
Okay, we've gone through the winners, we've broken down the handicaps, we've analyzed the totals. Now it's time to put all the pieces together. Here is our complete betting ticket for this week's Euroleague action.
Let's run through it all one last time. For the straight-up wins, we're on Valencia, Zalgiris, and Krasna Zvezda. For the handicaps, we're taking Maccabi to cover -6.5, Panathinaikos at -3.5, and Milano covering -6.5. And finally, for the totals, we love the under in 3 games. Under 169.5 in the Barcelona-Fenerbahce game, under 174.5 in Bayern-Paris, and under 166.5 for Virtus versus Asvel.
And that is our full breakdown for this round. But now, we want to hear from you. What are your absolute lock picks for the week? Let us know. Drop your tips in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And a final thank you to our sponsors, MyStake and Vivada. If you found this breakdown helpful, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more EuroLeague analysis. We'll see you next time.